And for some more perspective on all this, we're joined by political analyst Leslie Coggle now with more on what happens next. So it's happened before, but not in the age of social media and 24-hour cable news. I mean, what do you make of this moment, what we're living through right now?
I think what we're seeing is a completely different dynamic than we've seen with these historical examples, and one that means that those historical examples don't really give us much in terms of comparability. So I don't know how much we can use those to predict what happens now, particularly because President Biden is dropping out so close to the nomination date and so close to the election date.
I mean, 106 days out, I think is where we stand right now, and we still need to get a vice presidential candidate for likely nominee Kamala Harris here. We heard about the rumors of potentially going with Roy Cooper in North Carolina, but what do you think she's weighing tonight and some of the potential candidates?
So I think the reality is what she has to be weighing is what her campaign strategy is going to be. And depending on what her campaign strategy is going to be, you could see her go a number of different directions. One could be an attempt to kind of shore up the ticket by picking a moderate Democrat from a swing state, maybe an important swing state that Democrats think they need. So Pennsylvania would be an example, or Michigan even, who both have very popular governors right now. I think you could also see her looking to shore up the ticket in the sense of picking somebody who has maybe more foreign policy experience or the like. But really, what her campaign strategy is going to be is going to dictate the choice. And I think her campaign pick is going to tell us a lot about what the election is going to look like, at least from the Democratic side moving forward.
Is she going to take into account states' electoral votes from swing states? I mean, I think about North Carolina, Roy Cooper, they have 16 electoral votes versus maybe a Pennsylvania with Josh Shapiro where they have 19 in Pennsylvania. Is that something they'll weigh?
I'm sure that's something they'll weigh and something they're going to think about. And when you think about that comparison too, one of the other things I'm certain they're considering is about the likelihood of victory, right? North Carolina is a possibility, but I think the Democrats have traditionally felt pretty burned by North Carolina in the past few elections, where they thought it was competitive, but they haven't come as close as they anticipated being. So North Carolina, I think for a lot of Democrats, is a really dicey proposition.
And you mentioned also possibly going with somebody with foreign policy experience. I mean, we look at all the wars we're dealing with right now with Ukraine, Israel. We look about possible Chinese aggression towards Taiwan and how important that could be in the coming years. This is a place with a lot of military families and a lot of people with a vested interest in this. What are the two campaigns looking like in terms of foreign policy differences?
So I think what we're going to see as Kamala Harris begins to campaign a little bit more is her foreign policy positions are the Biden administration's foreign policy positions by and large. We have no reason to expect they're any different. The Republican foreign policy positions have been consistently different than President Biden's in a lot of ways, and I think you're just going to see a continuation of a difference between, for example, consistent support for spending on or in Ukraine, and a not quite so firm commitment to that.
All right, Leslie, something to watch, and we thank you for being here. Our coverage of President Biden's decision and Vice President Harris's push for the nomination continues throughout the evening. Coming up at 5:30, reaction from Virginia lawmakers, including what Senator Tim Kaine said today.